Hey guys, it's Will here. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight, just got a quick conversion corner video for you, showing off my new Megatrakk Scrapjet. Now, for those of you who are regulars on the channel, you may remember I did an unboxing of one of these back at the end of 2018, and I did mention that I had two of them and wanted to do the second one as a conversion. So yeah, this is that second one. The first one was built stock out of the box. This one I wanted to change things up because, quite frankly, I don't think any big mech ever is going to build two vehicles exactly the same twice. I mean, obviously GW can only do so many options in the kit, but you know, Ork players do love to convert. So this is my take on an alternate Megatrakk Scrapjet. A couple of things I wanted to achieve with this were getting like a very aircrafty aesthetic to it, making it look different but keeping it, you know, counts as the same thing in the game, and also fixing the rear end because I just didn't like the way that grot was really, you know, detailed, he's positioned properly and everything, and then everything's built around him, you can't actually see him. So the first thing I did, I was considering putting like a canopy over this, but the actual canopy from the Ork fighter kit just doesn't fit in here properly. I would need to completely rebuild the rear end, including the wings and the back of the exhaust output. So I just went for making it very open plan, so I cut this away. But then obviously that left nowhere for the weapons to be mounted. So what I've done is I've got him still holding the same kind of controls here, but instead of weapons positioned directly in front of him, they are underneath him. And these big shooters, I believe, came from, I want to say, battlewaggon, possibly. So two big shooters off a battlewaggon stuck together upside down to be the rear guns on that. Obviously, the main thing, the big thing you notice is I've got these outboard fuel tanks. So those are from the Ork fighter kit. So the majority of the builds don't use them. They don't have any function in game, but I think they're very cool. You know, sort of keeping that aircraft-based aesthetic on there with these wingtip fuel tanks matching on either side. Had to hollow out, like trim down the wing a bit to get them to fit on. But I think they changed the silhouette of it while still keeping it true to what it is. A couple of other bits I've done. So the gun here, as you can see, I've taken off the main body of the rocket cannon. The tip of this is from the cannon from the Ork battlewaggon kit, and then this is a plastic tube. I think it was actually a paintbrush holder at one point, quite a thick one obviously, and that is mounted in there, and then just put a bit of armour plating here from the boys kit to cover the join there, make it look like it's you know, meant to be there rather than just glued on. Had to cut down a little bit here, so it's slightly rough, but on any other army that would look silly, but on an Ork vehicle that kind of roughness is what you'd expect. These things are basically built out of scrap metal. I mean, every Megatrakk Scrapjet starts life as a dakkajet that's fallen out of the sky, so yeah, looking a bit roughed up and scratched up is no bad thing with them. I did consider swapping the wheels around so I have the big tracks on the front, but the problem is that this bit here, the track assembly, the joint that it would mount to would have the big wheel here on the joint there, which would mean the small wheel would be sticking forward. You can't reverse them. It just there was, I can't remember why, I think it was because the wing got in the way or something. There was a reason I couldn't reverse them, so it had to be coming forward. But then you had the problem of this little front wheel wasn't mounted to anything unless you maybe put a bar in there to mount them to each other, but then that's getting in front of this ram, and while aesthetically that's no problem, the ram itself and the drill have in-game effects, so I didn't want to make a model that wouldn't do what it was supposed to do on the table. So decided to go with keeping the wheels where they are and just do a few other little aesthetic changes. So obviously with these nice big wingtip fuel tanks, didn't need the little fuel tank on the back here, so I've taken that off, trimmed that down, so it's quite nice actually. It's mounted to this rear suspension bit here, the top of the rear suspension, but if you trim it off it matches with the other side, so that's good. Kept that looking good. And changed up a few of the components of the pilot. Obviously same body to get the fit in there, But arm from the biker's kit, I think, only had to do a little bit of trimming to get that on there, and the head from one of the spare dakkajet pilots. So yeah, all in all, I'm pretty pleased with how it's turned out. I think I've achieved basically what I wanted to do, you know, have a Megatrakk Scrapjet that looks different to the standard one, but is still quite clearly a Megatrakk Scrapjet. Emphasises the air-to-air, sort of the aerial aesthetic of that, with the fuel tanks and the pilot head there, things like that. And yeah, just looks cool and orky. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.